So pole position is George Hopper. He set a 44.4, which was over a second quicker of Ryan Frost in second place. Third is Ash Barnes, and then Bailey Harker in fourth. Row 3 is Chase Collymore, fifth place, ahead of Zach Shelton, who is sixth. Ben Watson, seventh. Rossi Brown, eighth. Joe Duggan in ninth. Harvey Smith, 10th. Kira Williamson, 11th. And finally, Joe Ward in 12th. Up goes the flag. And we're away, and it's a good start for the man in third place. Oh,
there's a pile up on the line.
There's a pile up on the line, so we'll just see what happened there. A few drivers have gone down, but it looks like George Hopper has kept his lead.
That was Ryan Frost and Rossi Brown. I think Ryan stored it on the line, and Rossi just went into the back of him, unfortunately. George is clear at the front now.
And a big gap behind George to second place.
That's Bailey Harkin in second, followed by Ash Barnes and Chase Collymore. You saw Chase earlier on in the Jnr SM 90, well, the SM90 Bambinos.
So as they come across the line, it's Bailey Harker, George Hopper, Bailey Harker second, Ash Barnes in third, Chase Collymore up in fourth place, followed by Ben Watson fifth, and then Joe Duggan in sixth, Harvey Smith seventh, Kira Williamson into eighth, and Joe Woodward in ninth. Looks like Ryan Frost did get going after that issue at the start. He's in 10th, but no sign of Rossi Brown. It also looks as if Zach Shelton may have been involved in an incident somewhere. And there's a bike stops around about turn 8. But let's look at the lead. So that's Bailey Harker in second and Ash Barnes third as they go on to the pit straight. The two of them separated by about a tenth of a second, or 2 tenths.
Yeah, George has checked out the front. Yeah, that's Zach who's down on the last corner. But we're going to concentrate on this battle for second and third now.
And that's the battle between Bailey Harker and Ash Barnes. Number 25 is Bailey Harker, and you can see he just makes his way past a back marker. Oh no, sorry, that is Ash Barnes next to him. So Bailey Harker on your screen, coming around turn 8, the right-hander fast onto the back straight, and a potential overtaking zone, but I'm not sure that Ash Barnes, 2 tenths, he's not close enough to him there.
And it shows, if you look, I spoke about Ash earlier on, he's been picked up by Superlights, which is one of the teams that races in the BMB, and it's great to see they've seen as a young talent and agreed to develop in. So it's great to see Ash getting involved in a team like that, because I know that Steve works very hard, on the suspension and setup. So it's hopefully been involved in the Superlights will bring him on as a rider.
And that last lap that they completed was 1.9 seconds slower, Bailey Harker, than the leader George Hopper. He's got a gap of 5.5 seconds out in front as he goes across the line, and he does a 44.4. which is about 3 seconds faster than the rest of them are managing. Faster than his qualifying time, actually. They do 47, so it's now 9 seconds between George Hopper and Bailey Harker. Ash Barnes in third, and Chase Collymore very close in fourth place as well. Turn 5 they go, and Bailey Harker still just about staying ahead of Ash Barnes, and the lead is already across the line for them. George Hopper already across the line, and his gap is building every lap, every corner. Across the timing line comes Bailey Harker, 11 seconds down now, followed by Ash Barnes, Chase Collymore, Ben Watson in 5th place, Ryan Frost up into 6th, Joe Duggan 7th.
It's great to see Joe out as well. Again, this is Joe's first season. He's done motocross in the past, and it's great to see Joe racing. He came and did a few test days on the high bikes during the winter, and he's just out there having a bit of a laugh now. Rossi Brown, number 8, is just coming across the line now. He's back and running after that bit of a problem at the start. Can't see Ryan out on track. I think Ryan Frost is out on track. He's just going around the bottom corner now. So after those bit of a stall on the first lap, he seems to be back up and running. And in fact, I think he's actually catching up.
I think he's in 6th place. That's what our timing screen is telling us.
He's catching up on Chaser. I think Ryan's definitely going to be. You can see him catching up down the back straight now.
Into
catching up Chase Colin once.
Bike number 24. So on the pit straight, over they come. So George Hopper's out in the lead, and then behind him, a very close battle. Ash Barnes has actually got past Bailey Harker into 2nd now. And Chase Collymore 3rd. So Ash Barnes is the bike in 2nd, the number 8 bike. Followed by Bailey Harker in 3rd, Chase Collymore 4th, and Ryan Frost up into 5th place after his very impressive qualifying. It'll be interesting to see if Ryan can come any further up. He's going 2 seconds quicker than the bikes in front of him.
Safety pass Chase. That's just, see the difference, that's just a difference in weight there. He literally just managed to drive straight past Bailey, and he's because he weighs about 5 stone.
Back of the circuit, Ash Barnes in 2nd place, got a bit of a lead now, a 2.5 over Bailey Harker. Behind Bailey Harker, Ryan Frost has got past Chase Collymore, and then it's Ben Watson in 6th behind them. But a very close battle, going from 3rd place Bailey Harker back to Chase. Ryan Frost into 3rd, ahead of Bailey Harker. So very impressive from Ryan Frost, who stalled at the start.
Right on the back of that. He's got past him. He's going past him? No. Going through the chicanes down in the midfield, coming down to the right hand at the bottom. He had a bit look down the inside. Couldn't get past that time. But I think he's going to weigh him up now. I think he's going to use his. Oh, round the outside. That was a brave move.
Brave move.
That was a brave move round there.
So that's Ryan Frost up into 2nd place. He's 16 seconds behind George Hopper. In fact, they were level as they crossed the line. Ryan Frost 3 seconds ahead of Bailey Harker. Chase Collymore into 4th. Ben Watson 5th. It looks as though there's been a problem for Ash Barnes. He's dropping down. He's dropped down from 2nd to 6th in the space of a lap or 2.
Yeah, I think he may have a problem. Chase is actually catching up with him now and having a look down the inside. Whether something's happened with the bike, or we may have been a moment and he's lost confidence, but he's definitely dropped off the pace a little bit. The last lap board's out.
So George Hopper, who's miles ahead of everyone else, 16 seconds is got lead over Ryan Frost, who just comes across the line for his final lap. And then Bailey Harker and Chase Collymore very close together. And across the line, it's the final lap. So George Hopper coming around the final couple of corners, and he takes the right, and the checkered flag is out and waves for George Hopper. He wins. And we wait to see whether Ryan Frost, who's now got a 6-second lead, he should be coming over the line next. Bike number 24.
He did really well there.
And that's a brilliant recovery from Ryan Frost. And it does show that there could have been a battle for the lead.
Absolutely.
If he hadn't stalled at the start. And Bailey Harker. Chase Collymore actually got past Bailey Harker for the final place on the podium there. 3rd and 4th, they come across the line. So the order at the end, and final car across the line, Ben Watson in 5th place. So your winner was George Hopper. He was 1st, and 14 seconds back in 2nd, Ryan Frost. Chase Collymore was 3rd, followed by Bailey Harker, almost half a second between the two of them. 5th place, Ben Watson. 6th, Joe Duggan, who was a lap down. And then 7th, Rossi Brown. 8th, Ash Barnes, who seems to have a problem. 9th Harvey Smith, 10th Kira Williamson, and 11th Joe Woodward. And ahead of the Jnr SM 140s, Mark Hardy. Max said, "Good luck, Bailey." Gussy's watching this.
We're not missing you, Mark, don't worry.
We're about to get underway. The flag's down.
And a massive wheelie off the line.
It looks like he might have just kept it, but George Hopper in the lead. Got a long gap to second place. It doesn't look like that hurt Ryan Frost too much.
And we've still got one bike left on the grid. That's Chase Collymore. We've got parents frantically trying to start the bike at the moment. They look like they got the bike started, and yeah, Chase is off the line and on the way.
So the leader, as they come up towards the timing line, is George Hopper, and in second place Ryan Frost, then Ash Barnes, Zach Shelton in 4th, Bailey Harker 5th place. He lost a place off the start. Rossi Brown moves up 2 to 6th, and then Joe Duggan in 7th, Ben Watson in 8th. Monique Drabble says, "Good luck, Joe Duggan," on Facebook. Kira Williamson 9th, and Joe Woodward 10th, and then Harvey Smith in 11th. George. So on your screen now, George Hopper, the race leader. It already looks like he's building up quite a gap to the bikes behind him. He's coming round towards the timing line and the finish just now. And there's a gap of about 2.5, maybe 3 seconds. 3.3 to Ryan Frost, and Ash Barnes and Zach Shelton behind. Bailey Harker across the line. And there's a good battle for 6th at the moment between Rossi Brown, Joe Duggan and Ben Watson. The three of them separated by 6/10 of seconds.
I just saw Ryan coming around onto the finish straight there, and he had a bit of a moment. The back tyre just stepped out of him. I don't know if there's any moisture on the track. I think it's stopped raining now, but the back tyre just slipped out of him for a second then.
Thanks to our very own weatherman, Matt Pearce.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, big moment then for Ryan coming right around and again, I think his tyres are going off.
So Ryan Frost struggling in second place, and Ash Barnes just half a second behind. Keeping very close, but not quite able to get past. So the battle on the screen now is the battle for, I think, 6th, 7th and 8th place, I believe. Sverre across the lines. The last place man, Chase Collymore, after his problems at the start. 5 laps to go, and George Hopper across the line with a big gap to the 3 riders behind him. And it's Ryan Frost, Ash Barnes and Zach Shelton, separated by less than 6/10 of a second, the 3 of them. And then Bailey Harker on his own in 5th.
And that was a fantastic move for Ben Watson. He went right around the outside of Rossi Brown. We didn't see it on the camera, but it went right around the outside. It looks like Rossi may have problems with the bike. No. But that was a fantastic move from Ben.
The battle for second place, and it's Ryan Frost ahead of Ash Barnes and Zach Shelton. And again, it's still very close. It's now 8/10 between Ryan Frost and Zach Shelton. So the 3 riders are all very close together with 4 laps to go. And with George Hopper well out in the lead, he's got his lead of over 8 seconds. And he'll want to keep it together. There's no point trying to go too fast. But like you said earlier, some of these young riders,
they don't have an off switch.
No.
He's just got to pick his way through the back markers now. And not trying to get tripped up by them.
Nobody flags, of course, in this race. So here we go. Here's the battle for second. And it's Ryan Frost followed by Ash Barnes and Zach Shelton. They've actually closed up by a couple of seconds to George Hopper on that lap. George Hopper did a 48.4, which is almost 3.5 seconds slower than his fastest lap. So that might have been in the traffic as he went past the back markers.
Yeah, we're having a message coming through from Ben Watts saying, "Go Ben Watson." Yeah, that was a fantastic move he did on Rossi Brown earlier on.
The young rider in 6th place.
Yeah, we missed it off the camera, but I was watching at the comments booth, went right around the outside of him.
Okay, so there's 114, which is Kira Williams, and she's just being lapped. And there they go across the line. 2 laps to go for the riders. And
it looks like we've lost Zach Shelton. Yeah, we've lost Zach Shelton in 4th position. He may have had a bit of a moment then. He's on track. He's coming through the infield at the moment, but I think he may have had a bit of an off.
So he's now down in 7th place. 8th place rather. So George Hopper onto his last lap now. George Hopper with a big lead over Ryan Frost. 9.5 seconds of an Ash Barnes, 9/10 down. And Bailey Harker, who started 4th, there now after Zach Shelton's problems as they come across the pit straight. That's bike number 24, Ryan Frost, the 2nd place man. Into turn 3 and 4, closely followed by Ash Barnes.
And we've got George Hopper now coming around the final corners, take the checker flag, and George Hopper takes the win in race 2 of the Junior Supermoto 140. Absolute dominating race again by George. Fantastic ride.
Brilliant race by him. And then across the line in 2nd comes Ryan Frost, and Ash Barnes takes 3rd. And a big gap now back towards Bailey Harker, who's being very closely chased by Ben Watson. That's the battle for 4th, and 3 of them coming across all together now. And Ben Watson did get past Bailey Harker for 4th. So brilliant by him. So Bailey Harker in 5th in the end. And then Rossi Brown takes 6th place ahead of Joe Duggan, just coming around the final corner. And he does a little bit of a wheelie. Brilliant to see.